is a well-respected financial advisor who, with his business partner, launched the Bridges Lake Macquarie franchise in 2016, which has already seen tremendous success. Daniel's key point of difference is that he views his role as much more than just figures. His passion is providing advice that is realistic, sensible and ongoing in order to help his clients achieve the best financial outcomes, because he believes it's a journey, not a one-off exercise. He specialises in working with busy professionals, SME business owners and medical professionals thriving on complex financial requirements. Hi Daniel, thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning, Holly. How are you?
Good. Let's start today with, what do you think makes a good leader?
Holly, there's, I think, three things that are really important in making a great leader. I think the first one is about actually having a purpose. So if you're looking to, I guess, inspire a team, if you want people to actually follow you, you've got to have direction. You've got to know where you're going, and people need to be able to clearly understand your why, about why you're doing what you're doing. So what I found over the many years of leading people is people are very happy to follow you up the mountain, but they need to understand, why they're doing it in the first place, what happens when they get to the top of the mountain, and what does the future look like after that. So if you can clearly articulate your purpose and your direction, you'll get followers from your staff, from your teams, from your partners and your directors every time.
And to follow on from that, what do you believe has shaped your leadership style?
Oh, Holly, that's a good question. I think I've probably been the beneficiary of working in the service industry now for nearly 20 years, and I've worked in very large companies employing the tens of thousands of people, and I've worked in the large companies employing thousands and the small with the family-owned businesses. And I guess in that time I've had the ability to work with, I think, some really great leaders, and I've also had the chance to work with, I think, some very poor leaders or even poor managers. They're two very different roles, but in that time, I think a lot of leadership skills are learnt through observation, and a lot's learnt through trial and error. So if you're working with a good leader and you can see, how they inspire people, how they motivate people, how they articulate what they're doing and why, and they get the followers. And when you're working with or for bad leaders and you see their communication, you see the way they try and lead the team, you see what works well and what doesn't. That's been really good for me. And then, in leading my team now, I take a lot of them learnings from the past 20 years and apply it to what I do, and it's been really well.
What motivates and drives you?
Oh, Holly, that's an easy question. That really goes back to the why I do what I do every day. So I'm very focused, very passionate about actually helping people in their lives, actually live better lives and actually make better decisions. That gets me out of bed every morning, it gets me to my office, and I can't wait to see my first client each day. What I really like about seeing people every day and helping them on the journey is when someone first comes into my practice, they come to my office, they sit in the chair and they come in and they're tense and they're stressed and they don't know what the future's going to look like and they don't know how to get there. They've got complexity in their life, they've got aspirations that they can't actually meet and they don't know where to start. And I go through the process of working and unravelling all them complexities and giving them direction. And when they have that aha moment and they realise the future's not so bad and they're still going to have a good life and they know what to do, I get a major kick out of that, and I just really enjoy doing it every day.
Daniel, what is one action or task you ensure you incorporate into your diary each week?
Okay, something that I do every day, Holly, is make time for myself to continue to learn and continue to grow. And I do that through a number of different ways. I read a lot of books, I read a lot of podcasts, I listen to a lot of podcasts, I watch a lot of videos, read a lot of blogs, and they're not even relevant to what I do day in, day out. And I think it's really important as part of your learnings to keep spending time on other areas outside of your day-to-day business, just as part of your overall personal development. And I find time to do that every day religiously. I love it.
And to finish today, what local business person do you find inspiring?
Oh, Holly, who I find inspiring is probably a local legend that most people would know, a gentleman called Brian McGuigan. He's been retired for quite a few years now, albeit he still popped his head up to help out in the local community on a regular basis. What I find most inspiring about Brian is he's a very humble man, he's a very unpretentious man. He built a business over many years for a lot of hard work, leading a really good team in very tough markets. It's a very tough business, but the contribution that he's made to industry in the local market, in the local tourism market, in terms of exports, he's built an empire that's employed thousands of people, and I think inspired many. And even today, he's still giving back to the community on a regular basis. And he's still a humble man, still very unpretentious, a really great guy. So I certainly get a lot of inspiration from Brian.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time today, Daniel.
An absolute pleasure, Holly. Always lovely to see you.
Bye.